black heater on a black block, black talk at the black spot, call it black rock. Can't put us in no black box on some other shit. Black Max spitting black raps, that's the Brothaship.
What's up? It's your girl Monique Dismuke here at the 16th Oakland Annual International Film Festival. We have an array of talented artists and films that are going to be showing, so stick around. We'll be talking to some of the filmmakers, some of the writers, and answering some of the questions that you may want to know. Stay tuned. See you in a minute. Table, I'm going to turn it over to the people that are taking the tickets, accepting the money, and getting everybody pumped up for the 16th Annual Oakland International Film Festival. Stephanie, take it away.
What's the name? Can I get a black?
Yeah, sure. What's the other one? Black box over other shit. Black Max spitting black raps. That's the Brothaship.
Hip-hop Atlas, so definitely check that out. It's here until August.
Okay.
I just heard you on NPR, so I'm excited.
Documentary series that's going to air on a major network around the election, and it is a continuum of what the Panthers started and their kids. Because I think when you talk about the Black Panthers, it always stops with the death of Huey, and as if the momentum stopped. So now we're going to go look into the lives of Tupac and Kanye and the next generation. So for me, I'm always concerned about using my platform, which is television and film, to promote social justice and to some type of way influence the election that's coming up and get a lot of these harder because you have to try to go get the money, get the people, get all of this stuff if you don't have the funding. I operate within and outside of the system, so I don't know if I'm the best person to talk to about being that way, because I do work with, whatever networks, but no matter what you are, whatever you're doing, I think that if you have a goal in mind, like, right now, like I said, I'm about to do this story about the kids at the Black Panther Party, so I knew what it took to sell it to a major network because it had to mix pop culture and history and have excitement and be big and sexy. There's some of the stories that are being told here. There's no way that I would be able to do that in the capacity that I work in, but I did it as a means to use art to educate, even though I have to put hip-hop and music and, some sex and, fun in it. But my ultimate goal is, as a parent, is to give you vegetables, even though you want ice cream.
Can I respond to that just a little? That's something that I come up against all the time, and I didn't get many festivals, and I'm really grateful to get this one because of the kind of film that I made, because it's something that I think is often, the film I made is a little bit scary for, the broader public. And, yeah, they don't want to talk about it. I also, the men in my film, were incarcerated for murder, and most filmmakers don't want to touch that. Because there's this idea that you are that worst act, instead of looking deeper and actually recognizing our community, because that's actually that's part of the media, what they're doing, right? I mean, that's one of the things that
Hey, what's up? It's your girl Monique again, and I'm here at the Oakland International Film Festival. It's the 16th annual, and I have Winton here. Correct? Correct. And he is one of the artistic stars in Kings, a short film, which is extremely powerful. Winton, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what your experience was like being in this film?
So personally, I have flashbacks of every interaction I've had with police, whether it was good or bad, and just thinking like, at the flip of a switch, I could have. And it's like, it's really difficult to think about. But being a part of this project, it just made me dive even more in understanding like what it is to be black in America. How do you talk amongst African Americans about what's going on in the world? And then well,
it definitely does speak. I had tears in my eyes, from watching it, so it definitely provoked a lot of thoughts. Of course, what we all are experiencing right now, like you said, not just in the Bay Area, but everywhere. So, being black in America is 24/7, keep your eyes open all the time job.
Applause for that wonderful film. I'd like to introduce a couple of people with the film. Brother Daryl Muhammad, Brother Arthur Burton, please come out.
Sneaks
We'll have a brief Q&A if you have any questions. I wanted to ask for some of your names, sir. But feel free to ask any questions. I just want to commend you all for this. It couldn't be more timely, especially in light of the Stephon Clark tragedy, the brother that was killed by bar police. Oscar Grant's family are friends of mine I've known for over 30 years. This is a real problem in our community, so I applaud you all for bringing this to the screen. I think they deserve a round of applause for that.
We got a question right there from this young man.
So did Malcolm get shot?
We don't know.
We don't know. And that's kind of like why we made the ending that way, because we didn't want to make an ending where everyone had the conclusion. Because if we have an ending with a conclusion, that means you have an answer. So leaving it open-ended, it forces you, the viewer, to look at it from that perspective, like, well, what's your reality? Just like how we have a mixed crowd in here. We have African-American, Asians, Caucasians, so on and so forth. And until it happens to you, you don't know what your reality is until that happens to you. And just like how he said, he knew.
Why do we keep having this problem with the police? I mean, why
having this continued problem with police misconduct and murdering unarmed black people.
The fact that the police department and a lot of their policies needs to be overhauled that are actually, preventing really us from getting justice.
Absolutely.
That's really part of the main issue. And January 3rd, Salim Tyndall, who was killed just at the BART station here, who has not gotten a lot of press, by a police officer who came out. He's actually, they're like family to me. His whole family is like family to me. And BART police officer came outside the station with his gun already drawn, and he noticed two men that were in a tussle. Stephon Clark in Sacramento, and that's what happened with him. They feared that his cell phone was a gun. But they follow a book, and that proved that the police were wrong and the news media was wrong, but by that time, in most people's mind, they've already vilified that person who's a victim, and now all of a sudden, there's no momentum or no outcry for what has done for the police, what they've done. So that's part of the issue that has to be changed, and now we're trying to get legislation changed for the police to be held accountable.
Question, no, we did not pre-screen the film with any law enforcement, but we did talk to some.
This lady right here and then over there.
I just had a quick comment. I just wanted to express my appreciation for seeing on film something that might spark some feeling in police officers around holding each other accountable.
Yes. That was the goal. That was the goal.
Great comment. Thank you. Yes.
Actor, what was one of the biggest challenges that you had to go through to channel your character, or was it easy because, being black in America today, this isn't something that is really new to us, but what did you have to do to prepare yourself for this role?
It was easy, but it was still hard at the same time. Yes, because just how it says, what is your reality? The reality is I am young and black in America, and I'm older than I look, and I've had a lot more encounters with police than people would probably think. And I have a lot of stories that I just keep to myself. So this definitely helped as an outlet, that people can see that it's possible, that it exists. And like me and him were talking about earlier, is like this is still it was difficult, or not even difficult, but because Jamal, the director, writer, actor in this, decided to have me audition and things like that, it gave me, he was a catalyst for me to dig deeper into my own history. And just empathy, compassion, like there's no empathy involved in what's going on nowadays. Everyone's just like
desensitized.
Yeah, desensitized. We're not even treated as humans really. So I mean that's always been systemic. But yeah, so this has definitely not been my first project, but his vision for this project was like so on point. So yeah, I'll definitely treat this as like my first one for sure.
Awesome.
And then another one coming up is called The Broken Rose, which is a feature, and it was actually shot in Oakland as well. Trying to help out be a voice.
A part of the movement.
Yeah,
well, we definitely enjoyed it, and I'm definitely looking forward to your projects in the future. How can we find you? Social media. Give us your information.
Yeah, Wintonod, WYNTONODD. So yeah, Wintonod. You can find me on Facebook, but I'm usually on Instagram.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're looking forward. Thank you. Awesome job. Yes. All right. Oakland International Film Festival. We got a lot more coming, so stay tuned.
So you must go see it. You'll want to see more when you see it. And I think Jamal and everyone that was involved did a wonderful job.
And that was King, right?
Kings. Kings, kings, kings.
All right.
So anyway.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Kelder Music. We're here at the Oakland International Film Festival, downtown Oakland. I am here with Mr. Filmmaker, and is it safe to say comedian as well?
All of that.
All of that, okay. Well-rounded entertainer, Mr. Donald Lacey. How you doing, Donald?
Good. My pleasure.
All right, all right. So tell us, you have a film that's showcasing tonight. What's the name of it?
It's called Hidden Treasure. It's based on a real woman who suffered spousal abuse at the hands of her husband for over 15 years.
Wow.
And the whole point of it is to try to empower women to emancipate themselves from abusive situations by any means necessary, as well as or maybe more importantly, to get men to examine their ideas and behaviors towards women that lead to them putting their hands on them. I never did it. I done had a couple women slap the mess out of me, but I ain't never.
You're like, I just gotta walk away.
My father, that was one of the first lessons my father taught me when I was 8 years old. Never hit a woman. He never did, and I never.
Wow, and you know, it's a coincidence that this film's coming out now during the Me Too movement and all of these sexual assaults that are going on. So it's if anything, it's a message that you're sending now, you know?
Absolutely. And I'm hoping men who see it, and you know, I had a private screening for some of my men friends, and the dialogue got pretty heated, but you know, that's part of it. It doesn't have to be a comfortable conversation.
I don't remember if it was a line in the film or in the discussion where it said, hurt people, right? So really, when I did the research on abuse, most people who are abusers were themselves abused. And I remember my father was the greatest man I ever knew at 7 years old, told me, and he had been drinking a little bit. He said, son, don't ever put your hands on a woman. And if you're thinking about putting your hands on a woman, you should have left 6 months ago in the conversation.
But it's a conversation as men we need to have to start treating women. You know, every woman I see, how you doing, Your Highness. So it's you know, it's all about changing the way we relate and think about each other.
That's right. That's right. Thank you so much for doing
thank you. And we friends on Facebook. Girl.
And we friends on Facebook. Yeah.
And her last name is Music. Can you sing that tune?
That's
right. What? I heard it. Yeah, girl, I'm feeling that.
Well, I'm feeling you, Mr. Lacey, and thank you so much. And we look forward to watching your film tonight at 10 o'clock, is it right?
Thank you. Yes, ma'am. 10 o'clock, Jack London. Come on down.
Awesome. Peace.
I'm here with my new best friend. How you doing, man?
Hey.
And your name is?
Robert Phillips.
Okay. Now, he knows the routine, even though he's playing coy like he doesn't know the routine. How you doing, man? So, you know what? You are like one of the dearest, coolest members, I'm going to say member of the Oakland International Film Festival, because you must have had at least 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 films here?
More like 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 films. So he's definitely like real loved by the festival. So tell us about your latest work and when is it going to be playing?
I actually produced and wrote a short called Congo Cabaret.
Okay.
It's an adaptation of a Harlem Renaissance novel written by Claude McKay.
Okay, one of my favorite writers.
And it takes place in 1926 in a Harlem speakeasy, and it features gay and lesbian characters, which was quite unusual for the period.
Okay.
Normally I'm a documentary filmmaker, but I produced this as an adaptation, so it's a narrative short. It's 15 minutes long. It's beautiful. Directors are gay black Hollywood couple, Quincy and DeAndre Gosfield.
Okay.
They were married on MTV.
Okay. After the screening at the Grand Lake Theater, there's going to be a soiree afterwards. So you got to come to the theater, and when you come to the theater and see the film, then we're going to tell you about the private soiree that's going to be going on around the corner.
Oh, cool! I haven't even heard of it.
Yeah.
Heard about it yet.
So, you know what? I'm glad to see you do a narrative because we've had this conversation about documentaries and narratives, and you know, I'm glad you stepped out there into the narrative world. Welcome, Robert.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing your film.
Thank you.
OIFF.org. Go there for all the information. I'm Jacques Talafero from Hittaz Television. I'm here with my new best friend,
Kelda Music of Diva Talk Tonight.
Absolutely. So, Kelda, let us know what you're doing these days and how people can get in contact with you.
Yes, so as of right now, I'm working on my second short film. It's called Lo and Behold. I'm also working on my talk show, which is on Coffee TV. It's called Diva Talk Tonight, directed by Rockefeller. And then also, I'll be releasing more music during the summer. I'll be in a few other short films, possibly featured films. I just got a talent agent as well in Atlanta. So, boom, a lot going on.
She's out there and running.
And running. Not jogging, but running.
So, thank you so much for coming on Hittaz Television. And of course, it's LAHITZ. Wait, what?
You're on my show.
Okay, well then what am I doing?
I'm supposed to be interviewing you.
Jacques Talafero. Our latest project is The Race. And it's about the race for mayor in San Francisco. So it has a kind of double entendre, as they say. There's the race for mayor, and then it's also, of course, about race itself. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be coming out, sometime after June 5th, because the election ends on June 5th. So it's at the timeline.
All right. So, you guys remember that.
Good seeing you, dear cousin.
Good seeing you, too.
All right.
All right. We are in downtown Oakland, Oakland International Film Festival.
So we're here at the Oakland International Film Festival. I'm Jacques Talafero with Hittaz Television, and I'm here with my new best friend,
Jonathan P. Ritter.
All right, Jonathan P.
Yes, sir.
Ritter.
Yes.
Now tell us a little bit about your film.
Well, the film's called The End of Dr. Hero. It's a comedy, it's spoof, it's real, it's everything. You can check us out, Facebook.com/Real Dr. Hero. We're going to be screening at 8 o'clock tonight.
So, with that, give them your website so they can find out a little bit more about you.
Okay.
And then I will close it up.
All right. Facebook.com/Real Dr. Hero.
And what the director is here, Mr. Destin. Karen Heather. Yeah,
was living in New York, and I knew I wanted to do something about high school basketball, but I didn't really know what it was, so I actually reached out to someone who ended up being a producer on the film, a basketball scout. I believe his family's here. Oh yeah, representing scout and just person in general, and we went to high school together, so I reached out to him and said, hey, I want to do something about high school basketball in Chicago. Wasn't really sure what it was, and he sent me back a list of players, and we still can't figure out why it was Taekwondo, but his name left off the list. I think it was in large part because this school doesn't really get a lot of attention. Now they have been starting to, because they've started to win and do all this awesome stuff, but at the time they were kind of unknown, and it just sort of seemed like the right way to do it. There's all these kind of bigger stories that were being told, and this one kind of spoke to me in a different way. So.
Yes?
Besides, as an educator, I'm wondering, what have you done to publicize this to young gentlemen who are in this community or other communities so that their stories don't end up like the ones who were lost in this film?
Amazing nonprofit called Picture Motion, and so what they do is they kind of helped us build a social outreach campaign with the film. So if you go on the website, our website, the Shot in the Dark film website, you can find this form and fill it out, and so different schools across the country have been able to host screenings. So it's been amazing to see what types of schools have reached out. So last week we screened the film for about 200 kids in Harlem at a youth outreach group in Harlem.
I'm from Chicago. Okay. You know, we're from Chicago, supporting Shot in the Dark. So it's a cool Chicago film. So my boy Destin directed it, and we're just here showing support, showing love. You know what I'm saying?
National Film Festival website, and that is OIFF, like most film festivals, FF. So Oakland International Film Festival.org. And you can find out everything about the film festival. I'm Jacques with LAHITZ, LAHITZ, on the World Wide Web. All right? Thanks, man. Thanks for coming on LAHITZ.
Not too hard, baby, slow your roll. You ain't ready to take a charge. Puff at it, puff at it. Puff at 'em, puff at 'em. When you take the way, you're staying in your lane. No playing in the game. Inhale.